Hello, are you a writer and you're looking to improve your writing skills? Well, how about joining a writer's group? They can be very helpful for writers, whether you're new or experienced. Actually, by helping each other, you all learn together with very important information that you can share. Now, some writers' groups are all built on critiquing things, all the submissions that you have. Others are more into the publishing and marketing and writing process. There's a lot of different topics a writer's group can cover and be helpful to you. And you can be helpful to the members also, sharing your experience. So, welcome today. My name's JQ Rose, and if you're a writer or if you have a friend who's a writer, please share this video because today we're talking about 8 tips on having a successful, productive meeting. Well, I just am so happy to be here. I have been in several writers groups, and I can tell you that you do become a better writer by critiquing other people's work. Sometimes we can't even see it in our own submissions, and when we're reading someone's, it'll pop out, and you'll even be more aware in your own writing of something that you think could be improved. Or next, number 2 is some of the writerly topics that we discuss at meetings are a lot of fun. And sure, it's a social time also. And writers are isolated and they write all alone. So getting out and visiting with other writers and sharing ideas, socializing at the coffee house or maybe the wine and cheese party, whatever you decide to do for your group, get together. And you may want to have just 4 members, 12 members, but decide on the length of time of your meeting and then judge accordingly to how many members you could have. If you have too many members, there won't be time to discuss things. And I'll tell you, writers' meetings that's the best time to brainstorm all kinds of ideas. Our group meets at a coffee shop, the Coffee Cup, and sometimes we're discussing how to kill people. The best way to do it, or if that's not such a good way, and why, and maybe discussing the affairs and the different things that are happening in a community in your book, not the community that you are in, but hopefully eavesdroppers realize that it's a writers group meeting, right? That's the important thing. Now, when you are going to present your submission to the writers, I think it is very respectful that you actually revise and edit whatever you're submitting to do the best that you can. A first draft is not something you want to share with anybody. That's your own private mess sometimes. So clean her up and fix her up and make sure that it is presentable to your group. Remember, the reason for the meeting is to submit the stories or chapters or poems, whatever you decide. And don't take up a lot of time just socializing, because that can waste your time and nobody gets a chance, or only a few get a chance to share their stories that they've written and they really want to share and get feedback on. Now, an important thing before you actually share your submission is to ask for help in a specific way. For instance, whether the arc of the story is working, perhaps whether you really need just the proofreading and getting rid of awkward sentences. And there's so many things that they can help you with, like if that scene is necessary or if you need to add more to the scene. whether you need to have more emotions or more tags and understanding who's speaking in the dialogue, you know, all those things, they're there to help you. So when you are critiquing someone, it would be nice to be kind and gentle with your critique. Don't just start off on the bad stuff. Always be encouraging with a good compliment or something you really enjoyed in that submission. And then if you do offer some kind of a critique that you see a spot that they really need to work on, give them a suggestion on how to improve it. Don't just criticize and drop it. Give a great way of perhaps making the story smoother or the sentence stronger, that the person needs to have more action verbs. Give them the good advice that you've also gleaned in your writing. One thing when people are criticizing, or should I say, suggesting, if the members in the group agree, knock on the table. You don't have to all put your 2 cents in. And also, when you are receiving the criticism, just sit and listen. Don't defend yourself. Don't argue. You're just there to get their ideas, and it's not something that you have to do. You are the author, you are the writer, and in charge of your own work. If you feel that the suggestion is something that you can use, do it. But if it isn't, and it goes against the gut feeling you have about it, you don't have to use it. These are all merely suggestions. I know that a lot of you are new and writing, and you have to not be too sensitive, but the person giving the critique has to be gentle. That's probably the writer's golden rule, is to treat others with respect and how you would like to be treated. So summing up, some of the topics that we covered was to be a better writer by critiquing others' work and by listening to suggestions for your work. You can discuss writerly topics other than just critiques. You can also work on some publishing ideas, marketing ideas, technology to help you do your work, and to revise your own material before you offer it for submission. Be careful about the number of members that you have in your group. Be sure that the length of time of your meeting is appropriate for that many members to read their submission and to also get some good feedback for each person that wants to submit. And let members know what you're looking for, and to always begin a criticism or a critique of the work by encouraging words, using good words and finding good things first, and then gently offer suggestions for improvement. Also, groups can be very helpful if they are trying to, if you have a member who has a brand new release, they can promote your book. You can join together on blogs, have blog hops together, plan a retreat, and even schedule book signings for everybody to join in to sell all the books. I hope that if you find this video helpful, go ahead and share it, comment on it, like it, and I'd appreciate that very much. Let me know in your comments below if you have any questions, and we'll be glad to discuss it with you. Thanks so much for stopping by. This is JQ Rose. Keep writing and reading.